Hey, hello, it's 7:30 and welcome to the weather update. And the snowstorm update. Well, it's actually a little before 7:30, but we'll get started because there's a lot to talk about, and we're still dealing with light and some moderate snow across the area. So, first things first, let's go to the radar here. This is the latest radar here. And you will see here that before I put this in motion, you'll see that we now have rain over the Twin Forks, but still snowing over central Suffolk, though there have been some reports that some sleet and freezing rain have been mixing in. Lighter precipitation across Nassau County. Most of New Jersey now is just snowing lightly. You can see, look at this area in the mountains in Pennsylvania. They're going to get over 2 feet over here in this corridor right here for sure. Yeah, the snow is really added up across the island. We're going to look at some snowfall totals, too, as well. Let's first look at well, I guess that's not going to work. Okay. Let's go to the radar here, then. So, this is the radar here from the Weather Service. And you will see here that there is some areas of heavier precipitation across central Suffolk County. Could be some heavy snow in there. It's fairly light in Nassau County. We're not just seeing very light precipitation, and not much going on in New Jersey either. We'll go to their radar as well. We can change to their radar too. I'm not going to put the loop on because the loop doesn't work right. You really can't get a decent radar loop anymore, it seems, unfortunately, because of what they did. But you can see again, it's not a whole lot here going on. And when you do this also, you actually leave the Weather Service site, so you got to go back. But you can see in the window here, this has got a decent loop here. For some reason, it loops at a decent speed there. We'll do this instead. And we'll try the loop again, because last time, it just loops so slowly that it's like you can barely even call it a loop. I mean, they really screwed this site up big time. But you can sort of see where the heavier precipitation is. It's over Suffolk County, pretty much. You could see that moisture coming in right off the ocean there. Let's go take a look at the latest observations across the area. And temperatures are starting to rise now. We got 32 in Nassau County. Winds have backed off a little bit, so we're gusting basically between 20 and 30 miles an hour. As we go further out east of Suffolk, though, more wind. Islip north-northeast wind at 33, gusting to 45. And they have light snow. But the thing is, the snow is blowing around with these winds. So even though it might not be snowing heavy, it's still, they can plow a road and then it could be covered again. And that's the problem. As you head further out east into Suffolk, you'll see temperatures are above freezing. East Hampton is 35 degrees, north-northeast wind at 23, gusting to 45. So that's where it's raining. Montauk has a gust of 47 miles an hour. And this buoy out here in the ocean, 44017, is up to 39. Wind northeast at 45, gusting to 58 miles an hour. Seas are, it doesn't have a seas reading on that one. Let's see. We can, this one might. This buoy also is gusting up to 58. That's south of Fire Island. I think it's 20 miles. Northeast wind at 42 miles an hour, gusting to 58 miles an hour. Still no wave data on that one. What about this one? Why are they not showing wave data? Sometimes they show wave data, sometimes they don't. Let's go to historical. All right, last observation, 18-foot waves. So probably still close to 20-foot waves. So far, I haven't seen any reports of any major flooding on the South Shore. But that could be, of course, there could be some flooding going on. But I think that northeasterly component helps a little bit, maybe. I don't know. But I haven't gotten any reports of it. I haven't seen any reports of any significant flooding. Higher water levels on the bays, but not really any flooding. And you can see temperatures in Jersey also, 34. In Toms River, Miller Air Park has still light rain in 34. So still raining there in Toms River and Ocean County, at least the southern part of it. As you work your way north, you still got the snow. Obviously, if you go to Edison, 31. Let's see if we can get an airport here. It's Sayreville. Linden Airport. They actually are reporting light rain at Linden Airport, interestingly enough. So maybe they're seeing the rain mix in there too as well. But yeah, we've got a lot of just a big mess out there. I guess we'll go look at the power outages next. We have 3,244 people without power, or households without power. And that's 125 active outages. And most of these, there are a few, let's see, a few small ones in Nassau, but I have a feeling most of these are on the East End. Most of the ones in Nassau are fairly small outages. But as you go further east, you start getting larger outages, a larger outage around Brentwood. And yeah, we have a larger outage over here. Oh, here we go. Here's an outage in Coram right now. This is affecting 556 customers. That's the northern part of Coram over there. So yeah, Suffolk County getting hit harder. They're getting more of the wind. 91 customers in that outage there. And I think that's Holbrook right there. And then we work our way east. There's another outage in Shoreham. But as you head to the East End, this is where a lot of these larger outages are. Not all of them are large. I wouldn't say they're large outages because the larger ones are yellow. But the mid-sized ones are blue and red. So, these affect several hundred customers each. And there are a number of these out here, including in Bridgehampton. A good part of Bridgehampton seems to have a pretty big power outage right there. As well as, let's see. So further east. Oh, there's another outage here also in affecting people in northern part of East Hampton there, Northwest Woods area. And then we have another outage over here in Springs and some outages in Amagansett and around Montauk as well. So this is where they're getting the worst of the winds. And then we have some outages over here on the North Fork too, some smaller ones. And a somewhat larger one in Laurel. So a lot of these outages occurring here. We're getting the winds, so obviously they're causing outages. And we also have some outages in Rockaway Beach too. Pretty small ones, looks like. But other than that, we'll also can look at the power outage map too, which we'll do now. So we'll look at power outage US, and we will look at that and see how many we have here. So New Jersey. 2,294 people without power, and let's see, we'll just look at the map to simplify things, which southern part isn't getting hit. As you head north, it seems to get a little more numerous. Bergen and Hud, yeah, because they're getting more of the snow, heavier snow weighing down on the trees and the power lines. And in New York, we also have a number of outages in Ulster County, so upstate, and get that heavy snow on the that happens up there. As far as the city goes, 121 in Queens. City not getting hit too hard. We'll look at Connecticut as well and see how Connecticut is doing. Only 273. I'm not even going to click on that in the map, at least. So let's go to, what is the next thing we want to go to? Latest snowfall reports. So let's do that. Still 150. I don't understand why they're not updating these more often. It's like 7:30 now. I mean, I don't understand it. So I can't give you any new snowfall reports here. Here are the latest snowfall totals. Okay, they have another link here. Let's try this one. Here we go. All right, so this is the right link here. So we got the right link. So we'll start with Long Island, and then we'll check out the other areas. All right. We'll start with Nassau County. So Seaford, 14 inches. These were as of 1 p.m., though. So they could have gotten more snow on top of that. Car place a foot. So most areas in Nassau County got a foot or more. Probably over a foot now. These observations are more recent. Suffolk County, Brentwood, 15.6. Smithtown, 14.9. Bayshore, 13.4. Mount Sinai, 13 inches. Comac, 12.8 inches. So everybody's gotten at least a foot. I'm curious. I don't see any numbers from way out east like Montauk, though, here. I do see a Sag Harbor one at 7.2. That was at 3:30. So the Forks did get less. It looks like the Forks still got less, and now it's raining out there. If you go to Westchester, these numbers are really high, like Bedford, 16 inches. Looking at Queens, look at that. Belrose, 17 inches. So Queens, not surprisingly, the city is getting more than us. Howard Beach, 15.8. Could the city make it to 20? That is the question. What about Central Park? 15.3 inches. That was at 4 p.m. So 15.3. And North Jersey is really got some high numbers. Bergen County, Bergenfield, 19.1 inches. Ridgewood, 16.6. That's where you're going to see your over 20. That's where you're going to see close to 2 feet. You're going to have some 2-foot numbers over there because it's still snowing out there. So that's something to think about too, that it's still snowing, so still get more on top of what we already have. So I'll provide the link to that up there, that below. Of course, we'll have many more numbers to look over. I'll have another update for you later, of course, as well. Now let's go to the Long Island Railroad. We're going to just refresh this. Train service is suspended now. Snow fighting trains are Long Island temporarily suspended system-wide. It's for the safety of our customers. Obviously, not safe to travel outside right now at all whatsoever. So I mean, a lot of times I go out and show you, but because we're in a pandemic, I just didn't want to push my luck, it's not like we're seeing whiteouts like I've never seen. I mean, it's just been a steady, moderate, windblown snow for hours and hours on end, and that's why it's adding up. No reports of thunder snow or anything like that either, so it's just not worth going out and filming it, But anyway, let's, tomorrow I'll show you what it looks like. Let's go to my LARR here. We're going to go to that and make sure all those trains are off the thing here. Let's see, view all stations. So they should all be off the thing now. One more, you got to be kidding me. They've got an 839 to Babylon. You got to be kidding me. This got to be a mistake. It's showing it at Hunters Point Avenue. So it's a diesel and it's starting in Hunters Point. You got to be kidding me. They're saying that service is suspended, and yet they're still running trains on the freaking Babylon branch. Very limited, but only the best for them. Meanwhile, we don't get anything. No, if it's suspended system-wide, it should be suspended system-wide. But no, they're running them for a certain demographic. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, I tell you. Everybody else is suspended except for them. Pretty little Babylon branch. Only the best. So let's go look at the models, and we'll just take a close look at our area. There's your storm right there, and we're going to look at the storm here, and we're going to see what the GFS is, the 18Z GFS that we have going. So you'll see here that as we head into tomorrow, you'll see that storm just kind of lingers and sits offshore, but we're dealing with mostly rain, light rain, and then it'll end as light snow, and we could see another inch or two possibly on that, and then we finally dry out Wednesday into Thursday. But the storm is not done with us yet. Let's go to the NAM 12 kilometer. This is the 18Z NAM as well. So this is the NAM. You see again, it's bringing that rain snow line in, but you see what happens. I think it gets stuck somewhere in Nassau County. It may not make it. So while eastern parts of Nassau and Suffolk might have light rain, the western half of Nassau could still have light snow. And it doesn't really go anywhere. As we head into tomorrow, you'll see that light mixed precipitation just hang around and then finally end as a little bit of light snow finally there. Looking at the accumulation map here, this is the total accumulated precip. You can see we still could get another well, this is, I don't know if this is counting what we just had. So this is which is the tricky part. What does it count as? I think it's counting. It counts from 21Z, so it's counting from about 3 or 4 hours ago. But still, it's still generating an additional foot or more of snow up in New Jersey. So I think this northern part of New Jersey is going to see over 2 feet. As far as Long Island goes, we could see another 3 to 5 inches. Possible, all right? So this is, again, this is what we're going to be dealing with, more snow, and we could do this positive snow depth change. I think this would be a little more of an accurate thing. So, yeah, Long Island, not much, maybe 3 inches at most of an additional snow. But if you go north and west, where they're never going to see that rain, they're going to be snowing, and those heavy bands are just parked over there. They're going to break records. Over 2 feet of snow in these northern and western areas of north and west of the city. Bergen County, all those areas, they're just going to get pounded. And I don't know what the record is, but they're going to probably come close to it, probably. So that is quite that's the NAM. Let's go to the HRRR, which also has the same type of forecast. This goes through 17Z tomorrow. This is the latest HRRR 23Z. So it's not really giving us any more, but it's giving some areas of New Jersey a little more. Not quite as aggressive on the HRRR as the NAM. I don't buy that it's going to snow another 18 inches in Northwest, but it could be another 7 inches perhaps, or 8 inches. So let's go look at this, and we'll look at the storm here on the HRRR. I mean, it's the same general idea. We see that changeover and mix into light precipitation. HRRR also wanting to take it a little further west. I don't think it's going to make it. I don't think it's going to make it out of past the Nassau-Queens line personally. And again, the precipitation is just going to be light, but we're going to be dealing with this low just sitting there. And it's still going to crank the wind up a little, too. We're still going to be dealing with these winds. Not as bad, but we're still going to be dealing with these winds into tomorrow. So tomorrow is not going to be a great day either. Will they be able to get things cleaned up? Somewhat, but it's not going to be a great day to be outside. It's not going to. It's still going to be precipitation. It's still going to be windy. It's still not going to be all that nice. Let's go look at the wind here on this. So you can still see the wind up there, and I'll switch this over to the NAM. So you see this is the NAM 12 kilometer. All right, the wind don't look too bad on the NAM. They really don't. I mean, it'll be breezy, but it won't be the kind of wind that we have been seeing today. So it definitely is less wind. And the NAM seems to show that it's actually going to form another center and redevelop again over in this spot, and then move away. So that's what I'm thinking right now. That's what I'm thinking. And I can go to the 3 kilometer NAM, which is the higher resolution NAM, which we can also look at as well for the radar as well. So we can look at that as well, the higher resolution. And again, you'll see here that we have this split here. And like I said, I don't think we're going to see that much more as far as precipitation goes additional, but it depending on if you have the rain, if you're in Suffolk, then I don't think you'll add too much to the snow totals. But in Nassau, we may add a few more inches. All right, and same thing goes for New Jersey and New York City and the Hudson Valley as well. Though, yeah. See, I think the NAM. Yeah, you can see the NAM there. It's that heavy stuff, but it's mostly going to be light, except in these areas right here, north and west. That's what I'm saying. There could be a little more, but I'm not buying the whole. I think those are more like totals, because we're in the middle of the storm, so you don't really want to use the model estimates for snowfall totals anymore because we're in the middle of it. But it is going to slowly wind down, and I think as we head into the later part of Tuesday night into Wednesday, hopefully we'll still have a little light. Very light snow over us. Very light. And then that moves away finally for Wednesday into Thursday. So this is, like I said, this is going to be one heck of a storm. We're not out of the woods yet. I'm very curious to get the latest snowfall totals. It's really unfortunate that the Weather Service, I wish there was more information here. I could go to this map, but I don't think this gives... Does this do snowfall? I think it just does precipitation. It's not gonna, it's not gonna list snowfall. It's just gonna list liquid equivalent. This doesn't list snowfall, unfortunately. But what we can do is we can change this and at least take a look at how much liquid equivalent we got since, 6 a.m. yesterday. That's good. So we'll do that. So, no. That should be a much higher amount. Right. I don't know. I guess it doesn't work. Let's see if we can get this. Yeah, I don't know. No, liquid equivalent doesn't work on this. All right, so I'll just go back to the observations here. I really wish there would be some more snowfall reports, but we'll get them eventually anyway. This radar's decided to stop working on us. All right, that's the only one we have right there. Let me get this back over here. So that's going to wrap up this update on the storm. We'll keep you updated at the storm. Get new numbers, hopefully, by later tonight so we can get an idea of how much snow has fallen. But generally the thinking is we're probably between a foot and 16 inches on Long Island, probably. It's general thinking right now, except on the Forks where it's 8 inches or less. So with that, that's going to wrap up this weather update. Take care and thank you for watching.